Do 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 do. What? Oh my God! YouTube doesn't tell me like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 1. It's hard to know when to stop when you don't when you do streaming and you don't edit your streams like some sort of a loser. I really don't like the loser winner dichotomy idea. That's not how life works. Loser winner is kind of like angel devil dichotomy. But anyway, welcome to my show, everybody. Woohoo! Welcome to my show. It's Friday. I've been working so much. It's just Friday, you know what I mean? I'm going to be chill and casual. Can't be too serious. That's what I do all week. Which I love that. I love being serious. And I'm serious about this. This is Event D. It's not an episode of a show. No, it's an event of a show. Event D. The theme is the Euler identity. The number 0 equaling e to the I pi plus 1. Which is amazing, right? Like you've got the two most important transcendental numbers. Arguably, the only two really important transcendental numbers. Important in the sense that they just pop up out of mathematics on their own all the time. You invent a formula for the speed of light or something, and the fucking, pi or e will show up in there. Plus I, very important number or number concept. Plus 1, that's the most important whole number, obviously. It's the unit, equals 0, which is like, it's hard to even describe. And some cultures didn't realize it was important in numbers. How could not having a value, how could being an empty number give you an advantage in mathematics? Well, it's like the reference point, the empty number, 0. So that's the equation. That's Euler's identity. And this has been the Euler identity moment on Illusions Exist. Weird, huh? Now, in full disclosure, I have to say that this is the result of a limit. So there's other ways to approach this value. And if you know a little bit about mathematics, you'll see why, like, what the fuck? E to the I? E is like 2.7 blah blah blah, and I is of course the square root of -1, and pi is 3 point blah blah blah. How the fuck does plus oneing that shit make a 0? What? It has to do with the fact that complex numbers, which I brings in, are like points, but they do cycle around, right? Because the points are related to a cycle. If you have a circle, it involves sine and cosine, and that involves pi. And so this shit happens. It's beautiful, beautiful. It's better than E equals mc squared, arguably. Incredible, incredible identity. And so this has been the incredible identity moment on Illusions Exist. A show, which you can tell because of my showmanship, which I am exhibiting in this show, because that's what people like, right? Okay, so that's the intro and the Euler identity moment, which is going to be a feature. And now, this was hinted at before, we're going to have the Discord moment. Okay, so here's how the Discord moment works. All right, first of all, Discord. You see how these empty boxes up there? That's your guys' fault. No offense intended, but it's because of your lameness. Or maybe you're in the wrong time zone. Either way, whatever, same thing. Now, if you see a theory, that's me. See that sun, that X-ray sun there with A theory? A theory is me. That's my gaming name, which is what I signed up for Discord with. So I'm A theory, but you can see how that is a good name for me, right? If you know, because only long old timers watch me, so you know. Now that broadcasting texting, well, that's the broadcasting text channel in the Illusions Exist Discord server. Okay, this URL, possibly you could consider it a URI. Please don't get pedantic about that with me. I see where you're coming from, but the point is, this is a Discord invite. If you go to that URL, there is a large number, you know, based on the scale of my channel, practically unlimited number of invites before that invite runs out. There's an easier one that you can just click on in the description. That one, presumably, according to statistical laws and common sense, will run out first, if ever. So if that one doesn't work, you can use this one, which you have to type in, since you can't cut and paste that shit, huh? Okay, so let's say you type that in, and when that runs out, well, I guess some motherfucker ought to tell me, because I'll create some new invites. Or maybe I won't, because this is a curated culture. You know, when I was young, yeah, Wild West. Now I believe, yeah, Wild West overall, but, you know, my compound where people are invited to come camp and live in summer cabins by the lake on my terms are going to get curated. You don't have to be polite or anything. I mean, I like crazy people. So you're going to get away with a lot, but I'm going to tell you what you can get away with. And if you start to cross the line, I'll tell you. You'll have a chance to. You don't have to change who you are, just how you act in my Discord. Now, to show you the kind of thing that's going to happen in this Discord, although you can see in the top half of the screen, nobody is coming in, because if you went into that channel broadcasting text, your chats would be live on my channel. You could get my video taken down just by chatting some bullshit bannable kind of thing up there. And you could be in that list over there where it says A theory instead of 0 online, which doesn't make sense because there's one person online, me. Why doesn't it say one person? Whatever. I don't know what the problem is with that thing, because nobody's come in. If a bunch of people come in and it still says 0 online up there in the upper left, you know, I'll know there's a problem I got to look into. But anyway, whatever. It's empty. That is the public participation potential. And in Discord, you can share video, so we could get multiple videos up here just with the Discord. And as I've said, Discord is free. It seems like a great service, you know, in terms of the performance of the software and whatnot. They're obviously collecting data on their users. It's made for gamers that want to talk to other gamers on their team while they play Rocket League / games. And so, you know, I figure that's fine. Just consider that you're in the public square. You're in New York Times Square. You're in Athens Square. And you're up on a soapbox. And, of course, there's cameras on you and whatnot. And there might not be, maybe nobody will notice, but you just assume somebody will notice. That's how I would take Discord. So it's perfect for this. This is public dialogue. We'll use their free contribution. Just realize that they're probably scanning what games and stuff you play. Who knows how much. Anyway, always assume the NSA is reading what you write. Okay, so to get more specific, let me find this window. All right. We have had a user, there's been a bunch of people that entered, including a bunch of people I really would like to get in audio conversations. Even to be serious. Oh, I would love to pick up our conversation again, to be serious. And Barklord, Das Book, I almost, founded the channel on, though really I created the channel and then he was the first person I invited in because he also has a Discord. He was the one that said, well, I think there were a couple people, but he was the main one that said, hey, there's the live public debate going on Discord. And so I went in there and to the server he gave me. I found some other servers, and true enough, it's like, it always shifts. Where is the debate that where people are actually engaging? And it was definitely on YouTube for a long while, several years, I mean, when there was video response. It had its problems, of course, everything does. Discord too, definitely. And but it was happening. There was, definitely signal in that noise in terms of making conversational, you know, connections and transferring opinions and ideas and all that kind of stuff that I love. Um, but then when they took that video response away, it was difficult. So, we hold on, and there's always some amount commenting on people's blogs and stuff. But for the direct information transfer of people, and I always thought it kind of has to be probably non-monetized. A group of 10 or 20 people all talking in a live chat room with those few moments where there's structure and an interesting topic. That's what I'm going for, and that is going on Discord. It's not super robust. It's a little feeble. Um, But I would say it's as strong or stronger as we've experienced so far in the signal between everybody in the culture, which potentially occurs as we, modernize our communication infrastructure. It's getting stronger and stronger. It's still not super strong compared to what it could be. And some of that'll wait for habits of individuals taking part, but the other part is, we're not actually at the best technologies. Discord's a pretty good technology for this. So I have a Discord. Now, Discord, you have a Discord server, and there's a bunch of channels. And let's just pretend they're all text channels, except for some are voice channels, right? So it's a text chatting thing like the old ICQ or AOL Instant Messenger. But you can have audio chats. Now, the reason my name A Theory is up there right now is because I'm in the broadcasting channel on the Illusions Exist Discord server, for which there's invites. And I'm showing the broadcasting dash text, which is, the text chat channel associated with it. And we've had people showing up on the server, but nobody's brave enough to go into broadcast yet. And it doesn't really matter, because what I've decided is, because I like this medium, I have been looking for ways to continue it, even though I don't like a one-way. I don't like just broadcasting. To me, that whole point of that is for a conversation. Back when I was into going, here's my point and blah, 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 put something out there, it was because there was video reply, and you'd get a reply. Ding, tennis, back and forth. So with YouTube taking that away and it becoming more of a like, you should try to be PewDiePie, and everybody, millions of people want to just watch you and comment among their friends. And the idea that they want to hear from these, kind of social media or YouTube, Twitch style stars, of course they do. They want a shout out. They don't want a personal interaction where they get an actual honest, like, um, like a personal perspective on their opinion. Hey, PewDiePie, I just love, gargantuan flowers 2.5. What do you think? They don't want to hear, oh, that game's lame. Everybody that likes it is kind of, I don't understand their taste. But thanks, Mr. Fan. Like, they don't want to hear something that would be nice to them personally, but undermine their opinion, because that, they have a fandom kind. Oh my God! J. Troido, I should have known you would be the first one, besides myself. Well, hello to you too. Anyway, now I've lost my thought entirely, but that's okay because we spent too long on this segment. Now, I don't want you to forget the first segment, the Euler identity part. You should think about that. This is pretty cool. Like, even if you don't like math, it's like, what the fuck am I looking at? And yet, pi, everybody knows what pi is. Everybody knows what I is. It's weird, but it's a weird thing everybody knows. E, a lot of people don't really know, but it's just another number like pi, but instead of having to do with trigonometry and circles, it has to do with logarithms. And then 1, come on, who doesn't know about 1 and 0? So it's like, this is math for the masses. Just wanted to step in to segment 2. After segment 3. That's just the way we roll here. All right, now what we're really doing here is I'm going to watch a video for the first time, a vlogger I've never watched before. We could just watch it together. I might have nothing to say or, whatever. Now, I will describe a little bit. Wait, I just feel disconnected. Like, I'm just not necessarily into. Okay, I'm feeling connected now. Oh, God. That was good, right? Because it's a show. Okay, elements of a show. I can have a show. I'm not just a conversationalist or a discussioneer, if that's what you were thinking. Okay, so this guy. Now you can see, boss wants me to shut up. Live. Okay, the way I heard about this is I've been watching for like 5 years this show called After Prison Show. And it's a guy that got out of prison. Originally it was like, for selling drugs is what it turns out. It was for selling fake drugs, which is a different thing. Buying mushrooms at the supermarket and selling those as drugs, turns out you can go to jail for selling drugs, which is good. That sounds like a pretty good, turn of the law. On the other hand, as far as I'm concerned, it's worse than selling real psychedelic mushrooms. Being a con man is the lowest of the low. When my grandmother got Alzheimer's, right? This was years ago. She's passed away now. Fantastic. Both my grandmothers are totally like instrumental in my life. For years I thought everybody had great grandmothers because both of mine were so good that it's like, oh, they must all be great. Women just turn out to be like awesome 70-year-olds, whatever, women all go into be. So not true, but anyway, for my two grandmothers, totally different people, but great. Oh, this always happens. Now all I can think about how great they were. What the fuck was I talking about? Anyway, the After Prison show. I've been watching about 5 years, and it's a guy out of prison, um, and he went to prison for many years. I don't know. I think about 8 years total or something. Had this idea to be after prison, and he started a show, and it's kind of about prison cooking. I guess his first viral video. I was watching him before this, so I didn't realize this is where he started to blow up and have 1 million subscribers. His channel has since declined, but anyway, was how to make a prison tattoo gun, because he did tattoos in prison. And what I liked about it was it's called the After Prison Show, and it's about getting out and struggling with basically the things that got you into prison, which is generally drugs and taking the criminal way. So mostly drugs, and then a variety of taking the criminal way. Okay, so the idea is getting over that, right? And I thought it was good. I come from a working class family, and we actually, I think most working class families, we don't have a lot of criminals, but we have a couple. Like I have a cousin that went that route, and then he also served a total of like 8 years. And on his last run, after he'd been on the run, he kind of straightened himself up, tried to keep a low profile. He ended up getting turned in like as retribution and stuff. Went and did his last stint, came out and he is what he is. He was always a great guy and had a sparkle in his eye the whole time when he was doing the criminal thing, just like, I'm going to be tough and do this stuff. And, he got over that. He's still tough, but, he got over trying to prove himself, and he became a legit citizen. And, and it's funny how the criminals have these codes of conduct. Like if you're in prison and you are in there for beating up women or being a child molester, like the other prisoners feel better than you. It's like, hey, I only home invaded a guy and stole all, whatever they did. And as crazy as that is, they have a point. Some things are worse and worse and worse than others, right? So I saw this guy and I was like, this is great. Because I'm all for reforming. I think, it's like when we made slavery illegal in the United States with the 13th Amendment, it says, except for prisoners. So if you commit a crime, then we can make you a slave. What? Now, we haven't really done that much, the whole prison work camp thing. People realize it's a danger. But for millions and millions, a significant amount of commerce, we do still use it. And, it makes sense to make prisoners work, but it should just be to sustain the prison. Have a farm in a warehouse with multiple floors and do it with indoor lighting and feed the whole prison and make them take care of it. And the better they take care of it, the better their tomatoes taste. Yeah. But making, goods for the government or business, it's a very dangerous precedent. But anyway, I digress. So there's this after prison in Joe Guerrero and this good idea of helping people out of prison. And he had a good formula when he started, which is like, it's hard to get your license, so get him a scooter. It's hard to get a car license, so get him a scooter and then try to help him get a job. Now, ironically, and this is the truth of an old socialist friend that I had way back in the day, an old friend of mine, that he said the prison complex was totally designed to make cheap labor, because when you're an ex-con, there's plenty of jobs, just like if you're an illegal immigrant. but because they're going to pay you less and whatnot. They try to take advantage of that fact, and yet it's a good chance if you're out of prison, you're trying to say, "Oh, I don't want to be a criminal anymore." And my cousin actually slid into that in a fancy place, and now he does all kinds of fancy furniture work and construction, and he deserves it. He's worked hard. Um, it took him a while. So anyway, Joe's done that for people. He started to have some businesses both to make himself some money and be sustainable, but also like a cleaning business or flipping houses where you could theoretically hire convicts as long as you have smart supervisors. You can't just hire people like that are pre-prison or after prison and not have supervision. They need mentors and supervision, no matter what their age is. So, anyway, this guy, and then this guy is saying he's not so good. And he made an expose video, right? So then I'm looking at the, no, you guys can see what all those Reddits were real quick, right? You hunters? I suggest you do it. All right, so the After Prison Show Reddit, which has turned pretty anti After Prison Show, anti Joe Guerrero. Like, they're more pro Yanni, this guy, who is exposing him. Now, this guy had some videos, just of his own. He was part of the After Prison Show. I don't want to go into all of it, but he was part of it. Then he relapsed and he overdosed at a Barnes & Noble and he went back to jail. And then he came out, he started a video, and he didn't seem to really be anti-Joe from After Prison Show. But somehow Joe took offense and started blah, 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 drama. I'll tell you, one thing about prison is it's a lot like high school. And After Prison has the chance of being that way too. So there's that. This guy, I've been waiting. He was supposed to have a live stream. See, still doesn't have no live stream. Where Yanni and Levi, who were in that expose. Now, you don't care about this because none of my viewers probably have watched any of this. I only tell you that to tell you that. I went to the Reddit, and let's see what somebody's replying to me. I don't know what that means, but that sounds good. I'll check the context later. Okay, so now the point is, in one of these Reddit threads, I'll just go back to that. One of these Reddit threads came up a guy that at one time did something with After Prison Show, right? And I don't remember him. But they mentioned that he was homeless and doing vlogs. And I've always found that a very interesting thing. Like Nick Bravo was homeless doing vlogs. Various people. Even stable people. Like there's people that are like, I'm going to move out of Chicago. I don't know where I'm going to go. And then they move and they're homeless and they stay with people or stuff. But this guy is evidently homeless, living in his car. But also this channel, when I looked at all the other videos, I haven't watched any of his videos yet. This is the latest one. They have it's like prank compilation. So he's a filmmaker, YouTuber in the sense that, yeah, he would do a pure, like shows thing. It just happens that his vlogs, I guess, are from the car because he's homeless. But a lot of his other videos seem to feature his mom, so I have a feeling that it's like the kind of homeless person that can go live with his mom, but I don't know. Which is, obviously, that's great. Nothing wrong with that. So that just implies a certain amount of stability and like, no, I can live out of my car. It is a doable thing. So I don't know what we're going to see here. I have never had a lot of opportunity to stay with parents. I did 1 year in my life stay with both of my parents because they offered to help, and before that, in my 30s, I was like, yeah, right. They don't want to. Nobody wants to help. You got to be an individual. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna go live with them, see how that works. It was definitely fucked up, and I love them and all that. But anyway, no, I do. But I guess it was good. I tried it, but it turned out just like I thought. Not good. But so I can totally understand living in your car instead. And I've known people that did this and did this with money in the bank that they were saving. I knew a guy who was making money as an IT professional in the dot-com boom, prior to 2000, right in the dot-com boom. He'd lost the job and he thought, well, before I lose all my money, I'll buy a bus. I'll start living the bus. He got a job like 3 days after that. And he's like, I love living in the bus. So he's literally in the Bay Area, San Francisco, and on the peninsula, which has some country roads in it, driving his school bus, parking certain places, and living out of his school bus while he had a Silicon Valley job that was making six figures. So there's a wide spectrum, and let's say you're not making six figures, or you don't have a job, or you have a job that doesn't pay that much. It's not necessarily the worst thing for people that figure out a way to enjoy it. Like, it's not going to be good for somebody that has a strong nest instinct and then they don't want to move, or somebody dealing with depression where you don't want to kind of move. But you can have a nest instinct and move that nest around in a vehicle. So, now the reason I'm saying all this ahead of time is because I just enjoy that. Like, if this video goes like, I hate it, or, it doesn't suit him at all, I'm not making predictions about that. But I am making a statement so we can contrast it and go, oh, you had a totally wrong idea. But somehow the titles on his videos were so positive and like enjoyable promises that I thought, well, he's going to at least try to give and hopefully give a positive vibe. And I'm going to think that this guy doesn't think bad of himself for living in a car, and he shouldn't. On the other hand, who knows what kind of a story it can get. It's like he has a boss that wants him to shut up. So anyway, I have no idea what to expect, but let's start it. Thank you. It's my lovely, lovely, lovely whiff.
Do you want me to do a bath?
You could. You want to? You're so sweet. Okay. Yep. Look, I got the Discord, and one guy went in there, but he left. They won't go online. Okay.
They just don't know how cool you are.
No, they know. Why do you? Of course they know. What do you think? Why do I do this channel? Everybody knows how cool I am. Don't worry, babe. This is streaming. I can't edit this.
Oh, good.
Okay.
You want to play some music?
Yeah, I'll play some music in a minute, but this is going to be 20 minutes. Okay. Maybe a little more. Maybe a half hour. All right. It's my lovely whiff. Okay, well, let's just watch it, and we'll try to watch it for a while. I don't really want to pause and comment. I do like that style. It's fine. But that's for when you've watched the video. If you pause and comment without watching ahead of time, then you find yourself interjecting, at asshole moments. So let's just watch this guy, because, I swear to God, if anybody thinks people are doing shows, I don't know why you'd think this was a show, but it's a show, so it's prepared. Obviously it's prepared. I had my segments, figured out ahead of time, and this is the fourth segment, and it's called Video Watch. So let's just watch. I probably will interject before the whole thing's going, but I'm going to try to stay out of it for 10 minutes, at least 5 minutes. It's a 22-minute video, and I'm not speeding it up because I only speed up people that I know that their cadence is such that I want to speed them up. Um, some people just talk fast already. Has nothing to do with whether I agree with them or not, right? Either, because some people just already talk fast. So if I want to make their video 10 minutes, I'll just stop at 10 minutes as opposed to speed them up. So I don't know with this guy, so we'll just do it at ordinary speed, at least until I interject, and I'm going to try to make that 10, maybe 5 minutes. And I'll just disappear for a second so we can watch it. Oh, I didn't test the audio, but I'll be able to see. Let's see. Does it work? Nope. No, not yet. Let's try again.
Connect. Oh, I feel so dirty. It's weird how I can feel my dirty skin cells. Because I haven't showered in like 24 hours. Literally about 24 hours. I'm showering in the afternoon now. Because it's way too cold in the morning. Hey everyone, I'm Angelo,
Sounds
homeless
good, right?
filmmaker in LA. Living in my car for, I don't know, 20 years now.
Yeah, I'm going to disappear
actually,
for a second,
a little over
guys.
2 years.
I'm here, though.
I'll wait for some people to come. Man, I gotta go to the bathroom, you know what I'm saying? Number 2, but kind of hard to find a good spot right now without driving far away. It's like, I've been managing to go a lot more quickly lately. I'll go somewhere tonight because that's a good thing. I can go a lot more quickly
If you go
now
on
that
the
I'm eating
Discord,
like prune bars
I'm still there.
and raisins
Join the Discord.
and apples, oranges, chia seeds with my oatmeal. I guess that covers it. But yeah, too busy everywhere.
This season, impress someone special with a nice package.
Oh wait, that's
At
fair.
Manscaped.
So he's monetizing, not his fault. I'm not blaming him.
And
Stupid
now
YouTube.
I'm worried, are they gonna fire me? For what? You know. Wait, did I just say for what? Well, I mean like rhetorically for what? Because basically I was doing a good thing, a commendable thing. I was reporting Trump virus violations at my job, and somebody came down and said, you know, you don't have to ring a million alarm bells, right? Like, in other words, hey, just be a part of the club. Don't say anything, man. Relax. Hey, someone gets the Trump virus and dies, be cool, man. And asked if I'd be more comfortable if I quit. And it was totally like disgusting and degrading and out of bounds. And
I wonder if
the person did not seem to understand or acknowledge at all the risk of the Trump virus. And they seem to be going against the policy of the company. It's not what I understood from the Trump virus compliance person I talked to, who said absolutely, he agreed with me, there must be 100% mask wearing. But this person was like, well, you know, the people not wearing masks, they're not out to hurt anyone, right? They're just trying to work like you. Like, who the hell cares about their character? Yeah, I'm not saying it means they have malice in them. Anyways, it was pathetic and dishonest. Hey, Seven, don't get the store shut down. Yeah. Hey, Squishy Socks. By the way, I saw a huge eagle pick up a dead squirrel off the road and fly away with it earlier today. That was a bizarre sight. I mean, hey, that's nature. That's how it goes. I'm going to shower after this live stream. It's not going to be a very long one, and then I got to go to the bathroom, you know what I'm saying? Not going to be a super long live stream. I admit, I was stressed today. It was degrading and violating for how this administrator talked to me. Obviously just being selfish, just not caring about anyone's lives, and couldn't acknowledge the risk of the Trump virus. And this person actually insisted multiple times on violating Trump virus policies by having people remove masks close to another person on my orientation day, and I couldn't understand why they were doing that. I mean, they had a reason for taking the masks off, but why not let everyone else out the room while they have to do it one at a time? So this person obviously does not care about people's safety, and it's just it was so selfish. And I can't believe they said, like, you know, you don't have to ring a million alarm bells, right? It sounded like they don't like being questioned about violating Trump virus policy by the higher ups. That's all. And they're trying to intimidate me into silence. And then asked, would you feel safer if you quit? It was just degrading. It's so low and disgusting. Damn right they just don't care. And get this, not only they don't care, I looked up reviews of them. They're almost universally shit as far as people, their customers. So figure that one. I'm like, oh, that sounds about right. I think on one website it had like a 1.16% like rating of over a number of reviews over like 4 stars, and the vast majority were less. Yeah, they just don't care, and it's hard because some people in the company do care, and this person from day one, the outset, didn't. For example, at the orientation, we had to fill out some paperwork. We're in this break room.
Hello?
Where the hell was I? Oh, I was just sitting off in the corner in a chair. Everybody else had a little table they sat at. Just like a little round table, almost like at a, whatever, cafe or something. She said, would you come sit over there at this table with another person? I should have spoken up right then, but I didn't like it. But I'm like, okay, I sat there, but I moved my chair like 2 feet away from the table. And she said, move towards the table. You got to fill out these forms. I said, this is coronavirus. Sorry, I got to use the old word because that's what I said. This is, but the coronavirus protocol means we got to stay separate. She's like, but you have to fill out the form. I'm like, I'll be fine filling it out right here. And she told the other person, well, just sit on the other side of the table. And it's like, no, you shouldn't even do that. So we're facing each other. We should be, I said, no, that's not necessary. You don't have to do that. And this person just could not get it through their head. Do not violate coronavirus protocol. And, eventually I said, no, I'm not going to do it. And then they just got me another table. But I swear, like, in one ear, out the other. Did not understand. Oh, fuck.
There are 3 reasons why you might want to cancel your gym membership. Hey, I'm Mark McKillier, and
Okay, as I was saying, in one ear, out the other. Okay, as I was saying, in one ear, out the other. This stream may be cutting out a lot. I don't know. YouTube's crap on my phone. Same with having to line people up. Basically, she was taking pictures of people for employee IDs. And I said, do we have to take our masks off? She said, yes. Meanwhile, there's a guy sitting like 1 foot away from everyone's getting their picture taken. I'm like, they are going to be breathing straight down on this guy. How the fuck does she not understand this? And I should have said something right then, like, this is not coronavirus compliant. But when I got up, I told the guy, hey, you can move if you want. I'm not going to, be offended. And he moved back a little. I said, I'll hold my breath. Why in the fuck didn't she get that? It's a simple thing to say, but oh well. Hey, it's not up to me to prove, what's going on. Hey, I can shut the fuck up about it. And they're going to find out in a week or 2 or 3 when more people get sick, as 3 people have gotten sick in the last month. But yeah, it was great because, I don't know. I got my problem where...
Okay, I lasted 7 minutes. 7.5 minutes. I wanted to interject at 3 minutes. So this is interesting. I won't say that I understand all the details of what he's talking about. But the basic sense of what he said and the details, I gotta side with him. He's just saying, look, it's not about, oh, they want to tell me what to do, so I don't want to do it. It's like, think about why there is a protocol. Think about, experts aren't perfect. But, the experts in charge of creating a protocol are taking into account the opinion of a lot of people in academia and reputations, and they all play out. And yeah, there's a political aspect such that it'll never be perfect, but the consensus and the person trying to interpret the consensus in order to make a protocol, we should just go with it. You know, it's just, we might change it 100 years from now. We'll expect it to be different, right? We'll expect it to evolve. But why not, especially if you're just like doing an essential worker job, and yeah, you need to get paid, and you're willing to fulfill this, service and take whatever necessary risks in order to complete your mission that you have adopted and believe in and agreed to do for money, maybe because you think it's important, but whatever, you're willing to do it. And all you're saying is that you would like to follow the protocol. Why? Because the protocol is the currently best representation you have of sensible self-care and care for others to reduce and mitigate the impact of something like a pandemic. And if you do some protocols that turn out, oh, that wasn't important because it turned out that the germ can't live in salt or whatever. That's not a big loss that you did extra things, right? We want to do a few extra things. We want to do all the necessary things, and to make sure you do all the necessary things in general, as a general principle, that'll mean you do a few extra things. Afterwards, you'll find some, but not all, of the extra things, weren't as impactful on that particular germ or what. Though they're good ideas, though, they'll be impactful on a different germ. But at least that approach covers every essential thing, at least that you could think out ahead of time. Right? So I think as a person, living in his car and having a job, which in itself is not a thing that could happen or should happen, unless somebody really, really, really liked living in their car like that. No, I got total enough money to buy a San Francisco apartment. I'm a nomad, you assholes. Other than that, this should never happen. This is a very reasonable thing from somebody making a kind of a minimum wage, maybe not the absolute federal minimum wage or the state minimum wage, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Making a low wage to say, look, I'm making a low wage, but could you follow the government protocols? They're not perfect, but they're better than what you pulled out of your ass. All right, let's continue. I made it all the way to 7.5 minutes. Anybody that watches this channel regularly, which is everybody, and nobody else, that's pretty good. 7.5 minutes of silence. It's almost impossible for Piro. But that's the whole point. Illusions Exist is a conversational channel, and if you'll remember, from Stickam to Google Hangout and now to Discord, I am able to let other people speak when it's a conversation. And if you disagree with that, then you should go into the Discord and try to argue that it's not true. And I will, I'll pwn you, and I'll prove you wrong, and I'll checkmate you. Strongs. Okay, go.
If I know about something and it's not right, I feel horrible if I don't say something. Either I say something or I get out of the situation. By the way, I think I've been gaining weight. I overestimated how much exercise at this job would help me lose weight. So I think I've been eating a little too much. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't have to stuff myself. So back to just eating reasonable. I don't have to worry about, oh, am I going to be famished at work? Will I not have enough energy to work? I'll be fine. It's no big deal. I did have a chicken pita wrap at Jack in the Box before work today. I went to the drive-thru and got that, and that's good. It's healthy. Tomato, onion. But yeah, it's really messed up, and it was totally out of bounds. Like, nothing I heard from anybody else. I knew this could happen. It could come at some point, but
oh shit. Fuck that up.
Finally, myself. So back to just eating reasonable.
Josh Schneider here with some of my most recent bank statements for 2020. Over 100.
I don't have to worry about.
Now I don't even remember why I was pausing. Shit.
Am I going to be famished at work? Will I not have enough energy to work? I'll be fine. It's no big deal. I did have a chicken pita wrap at Jack in the Box before work today. I went to the drive-thru and got that, and that's good. It's healthy.
I remember this part.
Tomato, onion.
Tomato and
but
onion.
Yeah, it's really messed up, and it was totally out of bounds. Like, nothing I heard from anybody else. I knew this could happen. It could come at some point. But nothing I heard from anybody else ever indicated anything other than, we're glad you're reporting this. We agree with you. People must wear masks or they cannot be in the building. And now it's, hey, you don't have to ring a million alarm bells. Like, not everyone here is trying to hurt someone. They just forget to wear a mask sometimes. And she said, oh, I forget sometimes when I go in the building too, and then I got to go back to my car and put it on. Oh, well, wait, when you put it like that, I guess this doesn't even kill people. And on, and it was just no acknowledgement, nothing. And then the question, like, would you feel more comfortable if you didn't work here? Like, scumbag, how dare you ask me that? But like I said, anyways, it's oh, absolutely they don't pay you if you get the Trump virus. You just got to take off for 2 weeks.
Well, I agree about the Trump virus. I'm looking at some of my comments, and there's a lot of awesome people in there that I know who they are, and all people are awesome, but, Dynacats love me. What? Black Heavyweight, who I love, and Wise Monkey, what the hell? It's almost a compliment. Who are you? What happened to you? Did you go to a monastery and become a monk? Like a jujitsu monk or something? So, alright, I lost my train of thought. Here, let's go back to this guy's video. I think this is turning out pretty damn good, if you ask me. I'm subscribed already to this dude. I don't know if you can see that in the cutoff of the video going out of OBS or not, but and I'm into it. Furthermore, I think I'm a supporter of this guy. Now, just to troll my conservative relatives, I was like, oh, I hope the Biden vaccines cures the Trump plague. That was just a troll to trigger them, And then, because I also added a sentence of, oh, and I also hope the COVID vaccines work. But I like calling it the Trump virus because, we could all just call it COVID-19 or some scientific word that the scientists make up. Sometimes it's lame, sometimes it's clever, sometimes it's humorous. It doesn't matter. They name it, and we just use it and it becomes a neutral term. Really, either way. I mean, if they call it quark, the charm quark, it's like, okay, it's just the name. they can be clever and funny sometimes, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Now, okay, I just realized that it's only 9 minutes in, and I'm like, I waited 7.5 minutes, so now I probably talked like 4 times. It's only 9 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna have to let this go. But I'm definitely gonna stay subscribed to this guy and listen to, listen to his points and his issues and his journey.
But fine. I hope they just let me shut up and do it and whatever. I did everything I could.
Was that loud?
I really hope they don't do stuff like cut back my hours and all that. Honestly, it seems like they'll probably forget in a day or two because they really don't give a shit about most people. And I mean, they just don't give a crap about it. It's just like, yeah, just move the boxes around, and the rest doesn't matter. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. It does make me nervous, but it pays to be stupid. Meaning, it pays to not recognize anything, not see anything. Oh, what something happened?
I just realized I was muted that whole time. Oh, God. Okay, I'll just let him go on.
Happen? Oh no, I'm not saying I didn't know. No, I don't want any problems. I just want to work. I just want to move boxes. Anyways, and I have been working 7 days a week. I'm glad about that, and I'm gonna keep trying to do that. But yeah, after this, it's like I did everything I could. Hopefully, they just let me keep my job and whatever. I'll just take it. Uh, take my spanking or something, and just like forget. Yeah, man, I don't know what I was thinking. It's just. Yeah, you're right. Don't worry about it. And then they're going to be fucked up by.
The summary of what I said when I was muted, because I didn't want to put in background noise. I should just leave myself unmuted, right? This guy, I think, obviously has a high IQ. People of high IQ and low so-called IQ, and IQ doesn't matter, and people of all different characteristics, statistically, even if there's a chance that a musical prodigy is going to be, working in music, a high chance. No, some of the musical prodigies end up working in a shoe factory. So people of every intelligence end up all over our economy this guy is obviously intelligent. This is above the median, which, you know, in IQ is always it's adjusted to be 100, right? 100 is average IQ. This is an above 100 IQ individual. I can tell you that without any doubt.
Coronavirus in a couple of weeks through no.
But I want to add that that doesn't mean that people don't have other problems, like addictive problems or personality disorders. This guy doesn't seem to have any of these, which is why I'm emphasizing, you know, his IQ. He seems very smart. But people have other problems, you know, these resentments and issues that might hang them up. Um, but also that's just history, like where you come from. You could have the same problems and hang-ups and, you know, sharp edges to your personality. Again, this guy doesn't seem to have a sharp edge, but let's just say, you know, someone that did. You can overcome that with a certain amount of effort, but depending on your history, how you got to where you are, you might not have actually had the opportunity to, you know, to benefit from a high intelligence or a musical gift or a whatever gift you have, depending on, you know, the click, 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 boulder rolling down a hill progression of your childhood and your adolescence and your young adulthood. You know, your momentum might just not possibly at all, because of the shape of the mountain, be flying in a direction that really suits that. Maybe you have intellectual tendencies. So you apply your intellectual tendencies to whatever's going on in your life, and it can fucking be anything. You know, why am I going into this? I guess it's because this guy is striking me as a high IQ gentleman. But one way or another, you know, probably he doesn't want to be living in his automobile. But as I said earlier, he also knows that, you know, I can set this up. I can survive this. This doesn't have to, like, depress my character, personality, or consciousness. This is just what I'm going through. I have a low cost living, which means that even if I have a low paying job where I work for assholes, I can accrue more money than it takes to live in my car. I mean, that's what I'm guessing. I don't know nothing. That's the impression I'm getting. All right. You know, I should probably just let him finish the second 11 minutes since it's a new video. So that's what I'm going to try to do, you guys. And then I'll probably end the stream maybe without comment at that point. But I'm definitely going to let him finish.
Fault of my own. But because it's going to spread like crazy in LA. If any of you have seen it, Garcetti said, and Garcetti's messaging has been horrible overall, but he said everything needs to stop. Everything needs to close down, basically. Even though, like I said, it's mixed up and messed up. Because he's not closing malls, tattoo parlors, salons. Did I say sirloins? Sirloins. Salons, but anyways, it's rapidly getting out of control, and they're worried hospitals won't be able to keep up. And it's not just the hospitals, it's, you know, everybody's lives. So whatever, I did my good deed many times over at this job while risking exposure to this illness many times over, and all I can do is have my face shield on, try not to touch my face as hard as it is, not to touch my mask, at least to readjust it once in a while. whenever I take my gloves off, wash my hands thoroughly with soap. Maybe even use a sanitizer wipe on my stuff when I go into my car and eat lunch. Just keep going like that. Shower in the street. Oh, they definitely will. After, yeah, you're right, Squishy Socks. After Christmas, they most likely will. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, oh yeah, you're down to 3 days a week, Angelo, or something. That'd be messed up. But, I mean, they're going to cut it back after this busy period back down to 5 days a week. I don't know if it'll be 6 ever if it's busy enough. I mean, the pandemic's changing everything, but my understanding is it'll sort of go back to more of the part-time hours, like 5 days a week. But the thing is, 5 days a week, a lot of times it might be 6 hours a day. So that's like 30 hours a week, part-time work. But yeah, helps to just be dumb and maybe just make this person feel good by saying, hey, you know, I understand your point. Please, I don't want any trouble. Don't worry about it. Leave it at that. Because I did everything I could, so it's not worth it now. I'm trying to save people's lives. I feel it's gut-wrenching when I see people working there, older people too. A lot older people. Not a lot of older people, but like a lot older working there. And it's like, geez, man, it's like these guys like struggling to work here, obviously falling on hard times. Or maybe not. Actually, that's not true. I don't know. They could have been working there for years. But, yeah, I just hope they just leave me alone. It's like, fine, forget about me. Like, who? Alonzo? What's his name? Alfredo? Oh, does he still work here? Oh, yeah, he's worked here for a year. Oh. All right, what else we got here? No. All right, what do y'all want for lunch? I'm ordering from Panera. Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. The good thing is they do need me, basically. They need everybody because it's so busy. That's good, too.
Yeah,
We're
it's
getting
been
decent
busy.
hours, like
I'm a
7.5
contractor,
hours
right?
a
You
day.
guys
I
know
wish it
that,
would
right?
tip over into 8 hours and then get overtime after 8 hours.
It's just a shit ton of work.
7 hours. Oh, I
If
think I'm gonna take a
anything,
dump
it's
today, that's for
increasing,
sure.
right?
But the good thing is, with the
Like
food I'm
there's
eating,
two
I take
separate
them much
economies.
faster, they're
There's
less
the
painful.
economy destroyed by
I'm eating
Corona,
prune bars,
and
raisins
then
in my
there's
oatmeal.
a shit ton of work, and
Those are the big
then
things,
there's the
actually.
people
Big
that would
changes.
work in the
I've
economy
been having vinegar for a while.
that
Now.
Corona
I think what else?
destroyed.
What else
Probably don't know there's this whole economy
Raisins.
that's
Oh,
going on
apples,
without,
orange,
you know, in
basically
spite
fruits.
of, or maybe because, like, look, there's a successful,
I don't know
slightly
about you guys, but I
expensive.
prefer rides on.
There's a successful, slightly expensive cafe right near here in Waterville, Maine. And what did they do when Corona hit and closed their business? They're successful. What did they do? Hey, this is a good time to do that remodeling that we've wanted to do. So they are, they're doing all this construction in there. Right? That's the difference between the two economies. And thinking and knowing that, it'll come back. Now, some of those people that think and know it'll come back, it won't. But like this cafe I'm talking about, it'll come back. And if there's a big bridge where it's longer than they thought, they'll probably get a bank loan because they were successful enough before that the bank will go like, yeah, you're going to come back. And, people will get floated and it'll be an extra cost and they'll, still succeed. Or maybe even do better because they remodeled on the opportunity of the crisis. Not everybody has the ability to do that. So what the fuck is this? It's over.
Smooth surfaces.
That's why
you like
Manscaped
smooth
developed
surfaces. There we go. Yeah, we're not done. 5 more minutes, you guys.
Yeah.
I just feel like I need to finish and give this guy a chance to. You know what? But I am kind of at the 1.5 point.
I felt so guilty before
no
if
offense.
I didn't say anything, like I'm a coward. I'm a coward.
No
if I don't say anything.
offense intended.
And
flying
now
over
it's like,
trout. I'm subscribed.
What can I do? I gotta stay in a way better if I'm there. just so I can like monitor this stuff. The next person they hire most likely won't be watching out for this stuff, at least so I know, I'm aware, you know, what's going on. But hey, Moist Andy, I told you, you're listening to too much Christian shortwave radio. It's getting to your brain, it's scrambling your circuits.
Oh my God, my viewers are
hopefully
dwindling.
If there's any issue again, I can just be like, oh, okay, I'll make. I don't want to have to.
But whatever, you don't have the dedication I have because you didn't choose to watch this guy. I feel I have to finish with the person.
Hopefully, just get through these next few days, and then they'll just forget. Like,
he is.
Care. I'll just be like, yeah, no, don't worry about it.
I'm not saying it's something you want to listen to, just because I think he has a fairly.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to go to the toilet.
You know,
I can't see the bathroom. It's always
above average IQ.
Or something from where I park my car.
He probably also has some hang-ups that are interfering with that IQ. Fine. 6 viewers when I had like 12 or 18 huge of an audience.
I just got a text. I won't get into what the content was, but it's affirming to me because I did mention it to someone else.
Oh, the show is suffering.
This other person's assuring me it's not a problem. I don't know if they have control. You know, it's like Prince of the City. Have you ever seen Prince of the City? It's a great movie.
Nope.
Treat Williams, Sidney Lumet directed, Jerry Orbach's in it. A cop who's like a narcotics cop. No beat, no regular hours, no uniform. It's like these cops run themselves with no oversight, and they're doing all kinds.
Wait a second. No, here's a great movie about a city. What is this Brazil movie? City of God. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, this is a great movie. City of God. Great movie. City of God. Let's see, the City of God. Well, I just want to make sure it's the right one.
We can still touch lives in a touchless
Oh my God, so many ads. What?
Your MasterCard at grocery stores.
Oh my God.
To cancer. One precious cent at a time, up to $4 million.
Seriously?
Together, we can start something priceless.
No offense, capitalists. Let's see if it's the right movie.
Nominated for 4 Academy Awards, including Best Director and Best Adapted Screenplay. Rio de Janeiro. The beach. The nightlife. The romance. But 15 miles from paradise is a place called the City of God. A place where one man must infiltrate a war between 2 crime lords to tell a story the world needs to know.
This is a terrible trailer. Is that the movie though? Let's see. Movie about Sloom. Yeah, it's City of God. Yeah, it's a great movie. That was a terrible because it's just. This is the old after prison show thing. Still nothing here because I was gonna have to break off if any. No, nothing happening there. Prison, okay, nothing there. No, okay, he's got 5 more minutes.
Is really crooked stuff, extorting
or less because I've
people for their freedom to release them from jail, extorting prostitutes or. Okay. Extorting sex workers, all this dirty stuff, giving drugs out to informants, and he starts turning informant for the the Chase Commission or the Warren Commission or something. And at first he's like their star witness. Oh, the FBI's loving him or whatever. These lawyers from Internal Affairs, they're loving him. Oh, this guy's giving up all these good stories. But he says, oh, all I ever did were just 3 things wrong in the 10 years or whatever I've worked in narcotics. And but meanwhile, I've seen all this stuff, and also I won't give up my partners. Well, as the movie goes on, he has no choice, and he has to give up his partners. He has to. It is the worst pressure on him imaginable, to where it is a brutal situation. Great movie, based on a real story. And that's just how I see it. It's like, I know, I'm not comparing like, oh, like I'm a romantic movie character or whatever. I'm just saying that's how I see it. You start reporting stuff, they're like, oh, absolutely, that's great to hear. Good on you for being on the ball. And then after a while, it turns into, what the hell are you doing to us? So.
Hey, are you awake? I know how hard it can be. Sometimes just getting out of bed is a hassle. You feel.
Yeah, I don't listen to stuff like that, Donna. You don't know that. You know, they may be waiting to see what I do.
So John has said, you know they're going to fire you, right?
But it's not all clear cut who thinks what at this company. That person who is telling me to shut up about this, I don't know who has authority to fire me at this job. You know, it's a relatively, you know, decent sized company, so ultimately I'm not really sure who my boss is. You know, there's a million bosses. Thank you, Mr. Amazing 3001. You can add a 3002 to that amazing number. God damn it, I can't see the bathroom door from where I parked.
See, that's a very nerdy and somewhat intelligent joke to make. He's just in a bad situation.
As I was saying, damn bathroom door, I can't see if it is open now, so you know what? As much as I like to, I have people here watching, I gotta get some sleep. I might try and shave. Got a bunch of stuff to do. Got a shower in the street. Oh, yes, my street shower was successful in the afternoon yesterday. It wasn't bad at all. Today it should go better. I had my water bottles in the back window, so the sun heated them up. The sun's going on real early now, so it's getting cool, but it's not like bitterly cold or anything. Anyways, hopefully everything goes all right. I just got a message, something that's reaffirming, so again, Prince of the City, you don't fucking know. You might say, oh, don't worry, Cello, they're not going to touch you. And then it's like, oh shit, your whole life is going to unravel. But I'm not counting on that happening. Oh, I got to lose weight. I've been overestimating how much exercise at this job will help me lose weight. So, Mr. Amazing 3001, you're right on. Thank you. Appreciate it. So I got to eat more reasonably. I was really worried that I wouldn't have enough energy for work, and it's like, oh, I'm fine. It's not like massively strenuous. So it's not like, you know, you got to be in amazing shape to do this job. It's really not like that, actually. So, anyways, I got to get going. I got to take care of my stuff I'm doing. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks, Mr. 3001, Amazing 3001, for, yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate that, because I do need this job, unfortunately. All right, everybody. Bye.
Yeah. So, that's kind of amazing. That's the thing the internet connects you to. All right, well, good luck to him, and I'm subscribed now, so I will see how that goes. I wish the best for everybody. You know, I've been through my own heavy shit, and I've understood the concept of depression for, you know, half decades at a time. Half decades at a time means, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 half decades. It's 15 years, you know, of depression, no big deal. Just 5, 8, 10 years of depression, hey, no big deal. And sometimes people aren't depressed, but they're going through hard times, and so that's great. They're not depressed psychologically, but they still went through hard times, and they know that. And their lack of psychological depression is to their strength and puffed out and filled up their space. And basically, you know, we should all realize how much everybody goes through. People in our family, maybe not us, maybe we lucked out. Maybe we worked hard to slide into a slot where we lucked out. And that's all fine, that all happens. But we should be empathetic and whatnot. So, anyway, let's see if this stream ever happened. It was supposed to happen at 5. It's 7 now.
I said, you ain't a gangster. You know what I mean?
I don't see it. No. All right. So that's the stream. How long was I on? Let's see. Does it say how long somewhere was I on? I was on an hour and 20 minutes. Well, I'm aiming for an hour for these, so good. And wait, I should also check just in case somebody... Oh, no. Nobody's in the channel. Oh, you guys are slacking on that. Now, if any of you are like, oh my God, Piero doesn't just... No, I don't blame myself. Look, I'm giving people a chance to join in with the greatest programmers, you know, system architects, distributed architecture programmers, and philosophers in our generation. And if you can't jump in on that, well, that's on you. That's on you. I'm fine with it. And I don't even blame you. I mean, you got better things to do. You probably kissing your baby and snuggling your puppies. I mean, good. That's what you should be thinking about. You'll probably show up here in a year or a quarter or 3/4 from now. Right? Because, you got to work through things. Right? And I understand that. More power to you. Definitely no hate. Love to everybody. We can make this work out. We can come together. I feel like I should go on psychedelic journeys with Trump supporters, and that would be so awesome, assuming at the end that they were former Trump supporters. That's the problem. That's the risk right there. But anyway, love to all of you guys, even if you're messed up. I'm not saying anybody in particular, Quintica, that I think could be a great person, but has maybe gone to the dark side. Quintica. But just in general, if you find yourself in that position, Quintica, I really want to greet you on the way back to the Generation X sanity test. Right? You got what I'm saying? All right. I also want to make sure you realize I don't care what the viewers think. Except for, no, that's not true. I care. I'm curious. It's just that I am what I am. So, whether you like it or not, it's up to you. And I care and I'm curious. No insults intended. But also, you're just a person like me. I'm curious to know. But what I put out onto the internet, I used to think this was a sure thing, but maybe it's not a sure thing. But I would like to go into a permanent Wayback Machine so that 1,000 years from now, graduate students or interested people could be watching videos from, 2007, because everything has been archived and saved. Right? So that used to seem like it was for sure going to happen with the internet. Now, who knows? Whatever. We got noise, we got data loss. That's fine. As our society heals, we can have this permanent record. And what I think we're taking part in is being a part of that record. And it's still true that actually there are Wayback Machines for all of this content. It's just not literally all. Right? So some things will be lost, but those of us that have argued and discussed over the last 10 years, a lot of our record will be saved, even if you weren't trying to be monetized and have a big audience or didn't have a big audience. If you were trying, whatever, even if you were smaller audience, many of your comments will still be archived and saved. What we should have is, everybody's. Because, it's a very good idea that like 2,000 years from now, people could go, dig into archives, digital archives of data and videos and whatever kind of data stored 1,000 years ago. It's way more powerful, but similar to having the texts of people that wrote books thousands of years ago. And that's where we're going, inevitably. And we're all taking part of it. And I personally don't want to be like, oh, this is a super, it's a movement. I want to be part of the citizen-to-citizen dialogue. And, the good thing is that, I already am and have been for decades. So, cheers to you. If you talk to me, you are too.